Welcome back, everybody. Tommy, Janice, and Drake has his own seat today. They are joining me once again because that means it is time for Tuesdays with Tommy. Tommy, what are we talking about today?
Well, I wanted to talk about something that I've kind of observed. You know, we have my little gym, and I notice a lot of parents bring their kids in, which I think is awesome.
Yes.
And they don't always work out with them. Most of the time, they're up front playing.
Or
coloring.
on their iPad.
Yeah, exactly. They're on their iPad. But a lot of times when there's several of them, they'll play with each other and run around the gym and play outside on the patio. But I guess my thought was, you know, a parent's influence on a child's health. It can
be huge.
It's huge. I think it's the foundation of a huge foundation of a person, what they end up doing in their lifestyle for the rest of their life.
Yeah, because if your parent just sits and watches TV all day, then they think that's the norm. Or if, if they're already coming to the gym with their parents at a young age, that probably starts them off on a good path.
Most definitely. I think it's the difference of, like, someone who has athletic skills versus someone who doesn't. You know, sometimes a person may not be, you know, genetically gifted to be in the NFL, 6'2",
not many people are.
240-pound linebacker, yeah. But you could have a kid, you know, in high school, you could be 5'8" and 160 pounds and still be a starting player on the football team, or just be healthy.
Yes.
You know, versus, you know, someone who just stays at home and gets home after school and eats some chips and cake and
which, I mean, sounds
rolls.
like an ideal life.
I mean, hey,
but not for your health.
Not
it's
every
not
day.
Good. Yeah.
But it's, you know, I see a lot of kids that come with their parents, and you know, the parents will have meal preps, and then some of the parents do give them healthy food too. But in the other spectrum, I see some parents, they'll cook themselves really good food, but then they give their kids Burger King and Whataburger, and sometimes even I've seen adult-sized food for these kids, and they're 5, 6-year-olds.
Yeah, I worked at Chick-fil-A through college, and it amazed me at the amount of elementary kids that would eat an adult meal when I'll order a kid's meal. Oh, yeah.
And Chick-fil-A has a lot of calories. If we went back like 40, 50 years, well, more than that, really, like in the infancy of McDonald's.
Their large is like a small now.
Yeah. Their regular burger and fries and a drink, their regular meal, their classic meal, that's now our kids' meal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that's what full-grown adults were eating.
And so that's what full-grown adults were eating back then, and they were satisfied. And now we have, you know,
value size.
The value size. Let me supersize it and get the big fries, big drink, and then the Big Mac is like essentially 2 of those. So you have like an extra piece of bread that, me personally, I think that piece of bread is useless, and I don't even really like that sandwich. But I get those little, you know, McDoubles when I go, and I'm satisfied with that. But
because it's all. Do you think it's kind of about training your body too? If you're used to eating a lot, and then you just start eating smaller portions, like at first you're going to feel hungry, but then your body starts to adjust.
Of course, and it's like exercise. If you want to develop and get more muscular or faster, then you have to train to be more muscular, more faster, and you have to increase what you're doing over time. Same with if you want to be good at math, you have to practice math all the time.
Yeah.
So, and at the same sense, if you're eating too much, you're kind of training yourself to be able to eat more.
So it goes both ways.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other end, if you're eating less, you're training yourself to eat less. And either way is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
But
that's why it's training.
Exactly.
It's hard.
You have to condition yourself to do the right thing, and whatever is right for you, or whatever fits in your goals, or what's more comfortable. But I mean, it's like you see kids, like I have a friend that family owns a restaurant, and he ate not so great food most of his life, and overate, and a lot of fried food, and he didn't really know what he was doing. He didn't see any wrong in it. But then he asked me, he's like, well, how do I lose weight? Well, you got to eat better.
The macros, but we'll have more on it when we come back. Everyone stay tuned. Tommy will joining me for one more segment along with Drake. We'll be back.